Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome to the Monster Hunter World Beta. This is actually the third beta that's being released for the game, as far as I know. This will most likely be the last one before the game itself fully releases. It will be releasing next weekend, as far as I know. It's currently Friday, and yeah, I bought a PS4 Pro just for Monster Hunter World. I didn't actually buy it today, on Friday. I actually bought it quite a few days ago. But this is the first beta that I'll be able to join in on, and I'm quite excited to experience this game for the first time. I'd like to mention that I haven't actually looked at anything to do with this game, at least not as much as other people have. I'm sure that all of the Monster Hunter fans have been trying to soak up all the information possible about this game. I have been very much the opposite, because I specifically wanted to limit my experience with, I guess, the visual content of the game. I've been hearing a few things about what's happening in the game so far, and I've seen a very small amount of footage of the game so far. Not necessarily stuff that I've intended to watch, but just, a few, short second clips from time to time I have seen of this game. But that is the extent of my experience with it. I haven't played any of the betas so far, as you are probably aware by now, and I haven't really watched any full fights or anything like that. I can tell at the very least, based on this very small amount that I've seen, that the weapons are going to be pretty dynamic. But, yeah, I'm not too sure yet if I'm going to like that or dislike that. At the very least, the perspective that you'll be getting from me is more one of, I guess, the traditional Monster Hunter. That's just more or less what I've been playing a lot more of lately. I haven't touched Generations very much. I played it, for the first 5 days of release, then I never touched it again. Wasn't really for me. I was definitely getting 3DS Monster Hunter fatigue by that point. I just cannot stand the 3DS Monster Hunters. They need to go in the bin. That's my personal opinion on the matter. If you disagree, then I don't particularly care. But one thing that I would like to say is that I'm open to the changes that are being proposed by World, simply because, by the looks of it, they're doing pretty well with the changes. This is a pretty smooth looking game, and I did happen to see, that, I can't remember who it was exactly. I think it was a Japanese game review site. Gave it a really high score, almost as high as you could possibly give a game. So I think that's a positive thing to take home based on that. Also, I need to work out what I want to prioritize here. So basically, I don't need to prioritize resolution because I'm only recording in 1080p. Of course, the PS4 Pro can go up to 4K, so therefore I'm sure this isn't going to be really demanding for it. Perhaps it would be better to prioritize graphics. I don't think it's going to have problems with frame rate based on this resolution. That's my personal belief. So, but I wonder if it'll just go to 30 FPS if I don't prioritize frame rate. That's what I'm worried about. I'm going to try and render this in 60 frames per second. I suppose it would be sensible for me to mention also that this is the first time I am ever recording the PS4 Pro. But anyway, I suppose it doesn't really matter what I choose here, to be honest. I'll probably go for prioritized graphics. The reason why it doesn't actually matter is because the beta is not actually open yet. I just wanted to do a little bit of an introduction to this and kind of show you what it's like coming into the beta for the first time for me personally. And, yeah, I think it will be open within the next 2 hours. So, actually no, it'll be 3 hours soon when the beta will open. So I'm just going to do a few other things in the meantime. I'm pretty good at occupying myself, I suppose you could say. Because it is currently outside the trial period, you cannot play the beta at this time. But I believe, yes, it does still give me a title screen with Monster Hunter World Beta on it. Thank God they put the trademark on the world. But, yeah, so here we go. This is the menu here, and there isn't really much to see. It gives me the option to connect to the PlayStation Store and also view the licensing information, which I'm sure will be some pretty great reading material for all who open this beta. But, yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you guys what's going on here, or at the very least, tell you guys what's going on. I haven't really experienced much of Monster Hunter World at all. I'm going to try and play it and give you my personal perspective as a person who is more of a traditional Monster Hunter player. So, therefore, I think my perspective will be interesting because for me, I'll be able to experience the changes even more, because I do think, to an extent, Monster Hunter World is introducing changes, at least in terms of the combat, that they translate better, or at the very least they transition, I should say, better from Double Cross into this game. Whereas, say, they probably don't transition too well from Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate into this game. I did play quite a bit of 4 Ultimate, but I don't really care for that game these days. So it's kind of, for me, the most recent Monster Hunter that I have put considerable time into as far as I'm personally concerned is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and there is a lot that has happened in the series in terms of, I guess, combat innovations since then. So from the most newest game, I suppose, which is Double Cross, there wouldn't be a huge jump in that combat innovation for Monster Hunter World, but for me, it's going to feel like a huge jump. So I suppose the perspective that I'll be putting forth is very much that. Me experiencing this huge jump and this huge difference in combat, and it will be quite a lengthy process. Just me getting used to that. And once again, I don't know if I'm going to like it, but at the very least I am open to it. I'm open to the changes that this demo and this game as a whole are going to be proposing to the Monster Hunter series. Once again, I don't actually know if this is going to be a one-off. I don't know if this is just Monster Hunter World and then they're going to return to something a little more traditional. I suppose it purely depends on the reception that this game receives and its popularity in the West, I would imagine, because there is definitely a great deal of potential for this game to do very well in the West. It's very westernized. For starters, it's on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That alone is opening it to a huge new community of mainstream gamers. Not that I'm happy about that, but I'm sure Capcom's not going to complain if they get a big wad of cash as a result of that exposure, I should say. I don't know what I was going to say before, but yeah, exposure is the word. And yeah, so to kind of avoid sitting here at a title screen before the demo's even open, crapping on about random stuff, well, it's not necessarily random, but it's definitely me crapping on at this stage, I'm going to see you guys in 3 hours. Not going to feel like 3 hours for you, of course, but it is going to for me. When this beta opens, I will continue recording and we'll just play the game. I'm going to start off with single player. I actually don't even have PlayStation Plus yet. I'll probably get it, but in fact I'll definitely get it. But yeah, I will see you guys then, and I will be going through the single player through the beta for the first time. I'll catch you guys later. Alrighty, so I'm back, and we should now be in the beta period. I'm connecting to the PlayStation Network, and it should be telling me that we are now in the beta period. Because I believe it does start at the same time universally, and of course I did not actually get a dialogue box saying that we're not in the beta period, so yes, it is currently in operation. We can gain access to all of these different aspects to the menu that we couldn't access before. See, that's why it's nice to kind of show you the before beta thing, where I can't select all these options, but now I can. I probably can't really select multiplayer because of course I don't have PlayStation Plus, but I will get that when I feel like playing multiplayer, which isn't going to be immediately because I do want to just kind of introduce myself to the game first and foremost. But yeah, thank you all for being here, and I'm quite excited to get started here. So I will mention, just as I am going into the single player here for the first time, never done this before, that yeah, this was a really random decision to even buy a PS4 Pro for this game, because you see, I was feeling really burnt out on the Monster Hunter series beforehand, but through playing with this community on Discord, which links to the Teamwork podcast, I was able to, I guess, reinvigorate my passion, I suppose you could say, in the Monster Hunter series. So now, I really do feel like playing the series, and therefore I just went and bought a PS4 Pro specifically for this game. So, I guess I'll just go with a female character. I'm in the mood for that. What have we got here? These are just presets. Apparently the level of customization that is in this game is quite considerable. That's just one of the things that I've heard. You see, that's an example of the, I guess, exposure that I've had to the game as far as listening to what other people have said about it. Yeah, I've heard some things along those lines, that there is a lot of customizability. So there is, well, we do have 6 presets here. I suppose this is, I don't necessarily like any of them, but I'll just go with this one for now. I'll enter my name. I suppose I'll just call myself Doomlink. This is only a demo. There's no need to really grow particularly attached to what I have here. I accidentally tapped the little screen here. I don't even know. Okay, so I can enter a name like this, which is kind of strange. I've never used the touch pad on the controller before. The PS4 is still very new to me, so you'll have to excuse that. Yeah, this name is okay. It doesn't necessarily suit a female character, but who cares? Oh, I've got a feline here. Totally forgot they had them in this game. So, maybe I'll go for a red feline, why not? Oh, they call them palicos, that's right. So, palico was a term that was introduced, not a term. That's not actually a term, funnily enough. Just to kind of repeat my words there, but yeah, palicos were a thing that were introduced in Monster Hunter Cross, or Generations, depending on what you would prefer to say. And I believe that in this game, if they're referring to them as palicos, that they will be controllable, because I believe that's what palico was supposed to mean. It wasn't just like a feline that you had, it was actually a feline that you could control, therefore making it a palico. So I'll just read the description here. Palicos are felines that have created a pact with hunters to support them in battle. Palicos will accompany you when playing with 2 or fewer hunters, assisting you by healing, attacking monsters, or even gathering materials. So based on that description, it seems that you don't actually have to be able to play as the cat for it to be called a palico. So I guess they're just doing away with the term feline. I'm just going with palico, which is fine. If they want to do that, I don't really care. For meme's sake, I will name this palico Nutlink. And for those of you watching who get that, good on you. So Nutlink is going to be your name. And this is my character here. I look quite dashing, but if I were to do my own... Well, rather than relying on a preset, if I were to do my own customization of the character, she probably wouldn't look like that. But anyway, I will start the game with this character. Once again, it's only a demo. I don't really need to worry too much about what's going on here. So, I'm not too sure what to expect with the controls. The controller here for the PlayStation 4 is really good. This is a great controller. Just holding this in my hand, I feel like I've gone into the future or something, because there's just something really nice about this controller. To compare it to the PS3 controller, and I'm sure you don't really need me to talk about this, this is supposed to be detailing my experiences with Monster Hunter World on the PlayStation 4, but I can say that this feels so much better than the PlayStation 3 controller. It's got some weight to it, and it just sits really well in the hand, so at the very least, using this controller isn't going to feel negative as far as the actual controller design itself is concerned. I'm a little bit concerned about any controls changing for the game actions, because for the most part they have remained consistent across all of the Monster Hunters, but with a game like this, with so many new innovations coming into play, there is potential for slight changes of controls, I think, but maybe there won't be. I haven't actually heard anything of the sort, so maybe there's no problem like that at all. And it is a problem if they are doing that. So, just seeing here, so this Nergigante, or Nergigante, is being referred to in multiple different ways, mainly Nergigante, but I think I prefer Nergigante. He is the new monster that is in this beta. I think with every single beta release that has come out so far, there has been a new quest. So maybe initially it was only the first 2, and then in the second it was the expert level, and then after that it was this one here, or currently is this one, the Nergigante. I'm just going to say Nergigante, it's actually better for me to say that personally, but I suppose I'll just go with all of these. It's not that I want to start with the beginner level, it's just that I want to introduce myself to all of these monsters here, but I'm just looking at the map design. So we have these different locations here. The Ancient Forest, Wildspire Waste, and that's it. Okay, good to know. It's probably a good thing that they don't just show us all of the different areas that are available in this game, because it will, of course, detract from the new experience of actually playing the full game. And, of course, it is still a demo, we have to remember, so they're not going to show everything that is to be shown about this game. But anyway, I guess we will just go ahead. I'm just checking out a few of the specifications here. We have 2,160 Zenny as the reward, and it also has a time limit of 20 minutes, so I don't exactly have too much time to just go wandering about the area and watching what's going on here. Although it is only a beginner level, so perhaps this Great Jagras, or Yagras, I don't know. Based on, like, Great Jaggy, it wasn't Great Yaggy, so maybe it'll just be Jagras. That's what I feel. But, anyway, we have no specific conditions. The failure conditions are just, time expiring, and faint 9 times, wow. Yeah, it's definitely beginner level. So if I go to the caution level, which is level 5, it's 5 times you have to faint to fail the quest, or the time expires. What's the time limit for this one? 15 minutes, okay. But, anyway, so the other monsters are Aptonoth. So Aptonoth have been in the game since the very first one, from 2004, so it's good to see that they're making a return. You've got 2 new monsters, or just 2 new monsters, yeah. The Murnos and the Jagras, which is interesting. It seems the Murnos is a type of flying wyvern, I mean, I can't really see the icon there, it's quite small on my screen. I have a pretty small television, I'm going to be real. But, yeah, it could be quite similar to the Remobra, we'll have to see. But, just looking at the client note there, it says, the Great Jaguarus has appeared in the ancient forest and is devouring everything it sees. Find the monster and take it out. Look for the belly tracks it leaves. Ah, I see, so this is the one that drags its belly on the ground, the weird, what were we saying again? It looked like a... Was it a Velociprey that had eaten too much? Yeah, I think that's what it was. But anyway, it looks more like a Genprey with this coloration here, but I think the image that I saw online made it look more like a Velociprey, or a Velocidrome, whatever you want to say. I guess if it's a large monster, more like Velocidrome. But yeah, let's just get ready here. I am beating around the bush a little bit here. Okay, so we can, very much like an arena quest, we can actually select which weapon we want to choose here. We can actually change our Palico equipment as well. Seems that I'm starting off with a switch axe, or it could be the charge axe. Actually, that looks like a switch axe to me. Alright, let's have a look and see what we've got here. Select the equipment you'd like to use. This is going to be my first introduction to the actual armor sets here, as well as the possible weapon combinations. There may be styles or things similar to that in this game, because of course they did exist in Double Cross, so... And I guess they also existed in Cross, so I don't know what to expect with that. Maybe they won't have styles. I should have read that dialogue box, but I'm too excited to get started here. So out of all of these weapon types, my two favourites, not including the guns, are the Sword and Shield and the Greatsword. Those are my two favourite ones, and it's good to see the Jawblade making a return with a slightly different design there. And of course the Iron Bang, that just looks like the... It almost looks like the... What's it called? It was the Iron Sword and Shield that had that sort of curved look to it. It looks like a cross between the... it had a specific name. It kind of had a shield that had 4 spikes on it. And yeah, it was in the Iron Path back in Tri, I remember that. It looks like a mixture between that weapon and another one that was in the Iron Path as well. But anyway, getting a little bit gassy here. Sorry. But yeah, also, I very much love the guns. I will definitely try out the guns. So I'm just seeing Special Ammo, Wyvern Blast and Wyvern Heat, Wyvern Snipe. I have never heard of any of these before. I'm assuming perhaps Wyvern Blast is something like Wyvern Fire. I don't know if we even have Wyvern Fire in this game. I really don't know how the guns have changed in this game. Okay, excellent. Now we can have a look and see. So we have normal, piercing. It's just piercing. And just normal. There's no level to it. Or do we? Oh no, it seems the levels are being displayed there. Just for some reason piercing is now being displayed as blue, which is interesting. I don't know why. It used to just be white. It was just considered a physical only shot. If you had shots doing just physical damage, you would have a white shot, and then for elemental ones you would have, or status, you will have a colour displaying that, or at least reflecting that particular elemental status. But yeah, so we have Spread, which is interesting coming from a bowgun. Spread was usually only present in bows before. We've got Sticky, which I'm assuming is going to be related to slime in some way, perhaps. Although Sticky makes it sound like almost as if you're going to slow the monster down, whereas slime didn't have that effect, it just exploded. If you know anything about the Brachydios, of course. Cluster, good to see that making a return. This gun can't actually shoot Cluster, but the heavy bowgun can, which is nice. Hold on. Bone Shooter, Steel Assault. Is that a medium bowgun? No, it can't be. They're not going to bring medium bowguns back. See, the icon is the same, so I have a feeling. It's just that looks a lot heavier, Steel Assault, compared to the Bone Shooter. That doesn't look very big at all. But, let me see if there's anything that says light bowgun. What is it? Light bowgun, heavy bowgun, medium bowgun. Of course, medium bowguns haven't actually made a return since Tri, so I can get a preview of this one. Let's have a look at the preview. Oh no, don't show me the game. I don't want to see this. See, I want to experience the game firsthand. I don't need to see previews. But, huh? Hold on. The guns have sharpness? What? Why would the guns have sharpness? That makes no sense at all. Like, I mean, there's the old joke that hammers shouldn't have sharpness because hammers are blunt weapons, but guns have sharpness now? This is ridiculous. Maybe it has something to do... Maybe meleeing with the bowgun is now more viable. But even then, that's kind of like a blunt weapon as well, so I don't know why it needs sharpness. It's a bit silly. But anyway, that's interesting. I guess I'll have to explore that further. I'm going to be exploring the Blade Master weapons before touching on the guns, I think, because I am interested to see how the Blade Master weapons have changed. Generally, when it comes to weapon innovations, the Blade Master weapons are the ones that receive the most changes, whereas the guns they haven't changed very much since the original games, to be honest with you. The main changes have been in the shot types and how they operate, but it seems the shot types are having a few changes made to them, at least in terms of the coloration. You do have the additional spread, as I mentioned, and I don't know what the hell sticky is yet. I can assume it will hinder the monster's movements in some way, perhaps. But, okay, so we have recovery is still there, poison, paralysis, sleep, exhaust still exists, and then for the elementals we have flaming, water, freeze. Freeze is now white, I don't know why. Why can't it just be like a light blue? What's the deal with that? Anyway, I guess ice is generally white. It makes sense. But anyway, you've got thunder and dragon as well. It'll be interesting to see how dragon works. Dragon has a capacity of 3 on this bowgun. Let's see if that is the case or not. This one has a capacity of 2. It's interesting. So by capacity it refers to how many it shoots, I would assume. So basically there is no longer a specific limit to 3. At least I don't think so. It was always 3 before, wasn't it? Or maybe it wasn't. No, that's right. You could only hold 3 in your inventory. I'm getting confused. Silly me. But anyway, that's interesting. So I will definitely try out the bowgun soon. What is this? Cauldron. Okay, so that relates to the insect glaive. Of course, I am quite familiar with the insect glaive and how that works based on Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I did put about 500 hours into Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which isn't very much for me when it comes to Monster Hunter games, but yeah, I did use the insect glaive to a reasonable extent, and I also am of the mind that it was quite overpowered in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, but I'm sure that they have culled its, which is interesting, cauldron right there, I'm just using the same terms. But yeah, I would say they've cut back on its overpowered nature by now. I'm not too sure if they've done that with the Charge Blade, which I think was also introduced in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Yes, it was. Okay, I'm just making sure. I thought perhaps it was introduced in Cross, but yeah, I do remember that from 4 Ultimate. So, for the Blade Master weapons, I'm just having a look. Yeah, it's doing some good attack here. Some of the highest attack. Oh no, the hammer is doing a bit more. No, it's not. Just a bit less. Generally, the Greatsword will have the highest attack value, and it attacks a lot slower, so you'll be doing lots of damage with the level 3 charge, but not very much if you're just doing regular swipes. You all know how the weapons work, I hope, so I'm not going to go into details about that. Anyway, see, I haven't even gotten into a quest yet, and it's been about 20 minutes since I started this video. I apologise for that. But I'm just having a look and seeing what's going on here. So, that's physical damage taken. Okay, so weapon type bonus, but you see, all of these weapons have the same weapon type bonus, so what's the deal with that? They all have the same weapon type bonus, so is it just a weapon bonus that you put on any weapon type? Or is the less damage taken present for all weapon types? Probably the latter, I would say. Because weapon type bonus implies that the bonuses are specific to the weapon type itself. So I would say less damage taken will be present for all weapon types regardless. But of course this is just the demo, so maybe that doesn't reflect the game itself. I will be using the Greatsword first and foremost. Let's have a look at the charms. So we have talismans here. Defense charm, which will... God, what's going on here? I did hear that the skill set had changed a little bit, or the skill system in general has changed a bit since the previous games. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. So I can see attack goes to level 2 here. I don't really need fire resistance for this fight, I don't believe. Slinger capacity, I don't know what slinger refers to. That sounds like something to do with ranged weaponry. This is definitely a close range weapon, this greatsword here. Water resistance. Evade window. That's interesting. So we have no increase in evade window unless we have this talisman on. That probably relates to the armor set itself. This is just the regular hunter's armor set, which is not unique to this game. Can't really remember the skill set it had in the previous games, though. I didn't really use the hunter's set very much. You'll have to excuse me. But, so the evade window will be interesting with, for instance, the sword and shield. That would be good. I probably won't use it for the greatsword. I'll just go with additional attack here, I think. This is the defense boost one. Yes, this is the defense charm. So I'll just go and take my attack boost to level 2. Gilly Mantle. What is this? So change equipment. What's the deal with this? Conceals you from enemy view temporarily. Expires if you perform an attack or take damage. That's interesting. Increases jump airtime and grants the power to ride strong winds. What the hell? Yeah, well that's that shows you how dynamic the combat's going to be. I can jump in the air and fly with the wind somehow. That's very bizarre. I remember people mentioning mantles now that I think about it. I thought they were just referring to the rare items of monsters, because of course they are referred to as mantles, but it seems they actually are talking about a piece of clothing, which is these various mantles here, which I don't know how I feel about it yet. Prompts monsters to target you more often, makes them easier to lure. I see. So I'm just thinking of how that would be a benefit. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Eliminates damage reactions, prevents wind effects, protects your hearing. Oh my god, this is perfect. This is a really good mantle. Are there any negative aspects to using something called a rock steady mantle? Because it looks pretty heavy, so I wonder if it will limit my mobility in any way. It doesn't seem like it. I'm not seeing any sort of statistic that would suggest that. What's the waterproof? Reduces water damage, nullifies water blight. Well, I think, yeah, this great jagras probably spits at me or some crap, so maybe water blight resistance would be good, but I think I'll be alright. Health booster? What's the deal with that? So I have that, that's linked to the ghillie mantle, it seems. So I'm going to equip the rock steady mantle, I think. Yeah. Based on what I've read there, that is by far the best. What's health booster? So do I don't get it. So I'm given the same equipment window for both of these, so I guess I only have the health booster available, is that right? Or no equipment. I can either give myself the health booster or not. Places a smoker that gradually restores your health. A smoker? That's interesting. So what, you just put it on the ground, it smokes around, and then you gain health from the smoke, I suppose. That's interesting. Equipment box, what's... okay, so that's... we can change our armor set if we like. Okay, so the forest set, by comparison, let's have a look and see what this does. So the defense is... Oh god, this is messing with my head. This is just completely different. These armor skills. I feel like they have really detracted from the armor skills. They've simplified them and made them more accessible to people. Yet the funny thing is, the regular Monster Hunter skills system is by no means overly complicated, so I don't know what the hell they're thinking changing this. Obviously they're trying to make it more westernized and, you know... Apparently the Monster Hunter series is pretty difficult for people to access from the beginning, like, it's difficult to get into, apparently. It wasn't for me. Well, it was, because I was playing Freedom Unite. That's a difficult game to get into. But the recent ones, bloody hell. Get over yourselves and just get into it, please. Anyway. I like how friendly I sound. So, I don't even know where to start with these. Okay, so this gives critical eye. Is this... should I be going for mixed sets or full sets at this stage? I'll equip this for the sake of critical eye. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So... alright. Not active? Why don't I have critical eye active? Okay, well if I look at my helmet here, I do have critical eye active now. Okay, so basically if I take this off, it will turn off the critical eye. That's what it's trying to say. So, I'm going to lose out on stun resistance if I equip that. Could get a lot of attack if I'd like. Put on that helmet. I have a lot of armor pieces to choose. Oh, never mind. It's just a page and a bit of armor choices here. So stealth, I'm not really going to go for stealth. God, I keep having to... stop it. Okay. So I just want to see here. There's nothing... why did... I didn't touch anything yet, it just... Okay, so that's what happens. When I go to the charms, it will change the window of the status that it'll be in, so... I guess I'll just go with... speed eating will be good. Recovery speed... oh god, I hate that. 2 additional attack boost, I guess. So I could also give myself more attack, is that right? With the, if I go here, there is an attack boost. Yeah, there's another attack boost one here, the Hunter's Armor. I don't know. Do I want to do that? This is looking like a pretty ugly mixed set at the moment, but it's not meant to be attractive. Alright, so I'll have a look and see. There's another one for critical eye. I'll just go with that. So I mainly... what's going on here? This doesn't look too good. So if I can get more critical eye like this. What's this? That's an attack boost one, isn't it? I'll give myself more critical eye. That's nice. I'll just do this. This is my armor set. So can I just have a look at my skills overall? Is that possible? So if I look... Here we go. So critical eye level 3, attack boost level 2, speed eating level 1. Okay, that's good to know. So I think that every single armor piece will have its own specific skills and doesn't necessarily work good as a full armor set. I don't know. I don't know how that works anymore. I'm really confused about the skills and I'm just going to have to get used to them. It's just going to be quicker to get into the game and just experience it like this. So I'm going to just confirm by pressing X, I guess. Where do I go for that? I want to just start. Can I press start like that? Yeah, there you go. Equipment loadout. This is going to register here? Yeah, register loadout with triangle. Yeah, I will save it to that slot. And I will use the loadout. Yes. Alright, so now... Can I start? Is that allowed? Oh, okay, so I just need to go back to do that. Good to know. God, this is going to take some time to even get into the quest at this stage. I'm too busy looking at all these new things here. So, yeah, Palico weapons here. I don't know what the Jagras is going to be weak to. Probably fire. I can feel that it's going to have a fire weakness, so I'll equip the fire weapon. Didn't mean to go back there. Honestly, the Palico doesn't matter too much, so I'm just going to equip whatever looks funny. That looks funny. That looks weird, but not funny enough. Yeah, that looks pretty weird. I'm going to go with that. That's the, that looks like the Rhinopolis set. Is that what it is? Anja. I don't know what Anja is, but it reminds me of the Rhinopolis set, if you remember that at all. That's... what is this? Okay, maybe I'll actually have a look at this. So a gadget that uses Vigor Wasp, honey, to recover the hunter's health. Okay, well that's going to have positive implications on my hunting experience. Palico gadget that stuns monsters with a flash of light. God. I'm just so overwhelmed by all this stuff that I need to take in. Alrighty, a massive protector shield used to defend against attacks. So is that going to benefit me, or just the Palico? Well, I don't know. Stuns monsters with a flash of light. How about we just do that? And if I see a big flash bomb effect, I'll just have to remember that that's what it was, so I don't just get confused. Alright, so we don't have too many options for selecting equipment here compared to usual, but anyway. So the equipment box allows us to swap out all of the armor pieces in one place, whereas before I was kind of just being really confused here. Is that right? No, okay, so that's good to know. You do have to go to the equipment box to change the individual armor pieces for the hunter, but for the Palico, you can just change the individual pieces, as well as going into the equipment box to seeing all of them on display in the one box section there. Alright, so I think we're good to go, finally. Shall we depart? I think so. I'm definitely ready to play the game for the first time. I'm still only looking through, I guess, specifications and statistics at this point. So let's actually get into the bulk of the game. Or bulk of the demo, at the very least. Once again, I don't know how much the full game is going to change compared to the demo itself. I'm sure there are people out there who would be able to tell you, because they do have early access. Why am I swinging into the area? That's crazy.
We received eyewitness reports of our target, the Great Jagras, roaming around these parts.
So there is actually a Japanese language option. I should have selected that.
So let's get right to it. Open up your map.
Alright, I will do that. So, open close map is... what the hell is that? You're telling me to press on the big frickin' touchpad, which is fair enough. Here is our current location, yeah.
After a feast, the Great Jagras can be found waddling back to its nest, scraping its big belly along the ground.
Okay.
Try heading over to this area here, and search for any clues it may have left behind.
Okay.
Once you've tracked it down, go and put a 3-star hurtin' on it. Oh, and one more thing. You're being timed.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that annoys me. I don't want to be timed here. I'm just having some fun here. So the... oh, Jesus. What's the running animation? What's the running animation? Because I just pressed what should be the running animation button. Oh, no. Okay, so I speed up over time. Is that right? Yeah, okay, so I don't... that's interesting. That's a new level of... wow. That's interesting how you speed up over time. Okay. I'm totally cool with that. Hey, Nutlink, how you going down there? Alrighty. So, you're looking pretty Pretty fancy. I like your hammer too. Nice and fluffy. Anyway, so we'll look in the item box, or supply box. I'm pressing X to look at that. Didn't it used to be circle? I think it was circle at one point. Or for all of the other games. I don't know why I'm being given empty files. I'm sure all of the new players will just take it. But yeah, it's not going to be useful to me, obviously, because I'm not using a bow. EZ ration, or EZ. It's supposed to be easy. Alrighty, so... Oh, what's going on there? Whoa, didn't mean to... What did I just do?
Place a smoke spike.
Ah, that's the healing one.
Restores your health when you stand in its smoke.
Okay, so... How do I go from one thing to the other? So I need to... Whoa, what is this? Stop it. Oh, what? I didn't mean to put it on.
Mantle mitigates damage and reduces how much you react to getting hit.
Okay, can I... There we go. Alright, good to know. I was just really confused because I was having this thing appear here and I was really confused. So this is another way to quickly select what you want to use, which is nice. Did that just use a potion right there? I'm just going to use the standard method of using a potion here. Like, let's just drink one just to see what the animation is. What was that? So if I don't need to heal, it will not drink a potion. That's interesting. At least I'm assuming that's what it was doing. So the controls have not changed too much. It just confused me a little bit when I was trying to control the movement of my camera, yet when I brought this up I was doing this crap. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that at all. So I can't control my camera while changing items. Because, you know, I'd use a claw thing. Some of you would probably take your thumb off the right analog stick while changing these, which is what I'm going to have to do. But sometimes, like, oh, Jesus, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, I do actually have, like, a claw going on here, because I am from the PSP era, so I'm pretty comfortable with using the claw in general. So sometimes I do that. Like, for instance, I can just... Oh, there's me trying to demonstrate changing the camera while doing that. And then, yeah, I'm just... doing this strange thing instead. So, I do have 10 mega potions available, 8 potions, I have whetstones, antidotes, max potions. They've changed the icon for max potions. What is that even supposed to mean? Well, I have them just... These are just my items here. What I've got here are just my items. I wonder if the Rocksteady mantle is present in here. Yes, it is. Okay, good to know. So I'm going to completely avoid this thing right here. This is just not... I'm not interested. I'm sorry. So I have... It seems the Rocksteady mantle is something that I can only use once. And I've already wasted it, so... Yeah. Flashfly cage. That's, I guess for flashing them on stone some way. First aid meds, EZ rations. I don't really like the tiny size of the heads-up display. It's like this little tiny thing in the corner. But I suppose that's a little bit annoying for me because my television screen is kind of small. But anyway. Alright, well, I haven't had too many changes here. The only change that I don't like is this thing. And I don't necessarily think it's negative. It's not really negative. It's just something I have to get used to. It's not like a bad change. And there are positive aspects to that change that can be made use of. But anyway, I'm being timed here, I need to remember, so I can look at the map like this.
Your wildlife map keeps track of where you are and where the scout flies are taking you. You can also use it to keep tabs on monsters.
I really kind of want to have a Japanese language option, is there? Okay, system. Sure, there is a language option. So if I have a look, audio is what we want. So, no, that's something you have to select at the very beginning, it seems. I'll do that for the next quest. Alright, so I have quest info here, so this is really interesting.
You can fast travel back to camp simply by selecting it from the wildlife map.
You bloody interrupting lady. Alrighty, so I have the quest info here, so I can filter icons by the looks of it. So all, gathering, slinger, I don't know what slinger is, honestly. Traps, environmental, endemic life. Small monsters, hide all. Okay, well that's interesting. I don't know if I like this new menu. This is... I mean, it's interesting. Okay, so I've got my item pouch here. Alright. Crafting list.
Try to piece together the monster's trail. Then let the scout fly show you the way.
I have to say, I can't help but crave the traditional style, but you know, this is interesting enough, I suppose. So gestures, shoutouts. Let's see if the gestures have changed. Refuse is a new one. Stop is a new one. Safe is new. Show off. Maybe that's like flaunt. Is flaunt still here? No, it must be show off now. No, it's a different animation. boast is flawed, perhaps. These are funny. What's safe? And it's got a little dialogue box there as well, which is kind of funny. I'm assuming that there will be full support for keyboard communication. Because, you know, why wouldn't they have that? Which is pretty exciting. Got cheer. Awesome. Happy times. I can turn the shout out on and off. So it seems if there's a tick, then it will do the shout out. If there is not a tick, then it will not. It'll just do the animation itself. I'll just keep the shout outs because I'm in solo right now. It's not really bothering me. I'm so annoyed that I'm timed right now. I might actually have to start playing the game instead of just being an idiot. So instead of having like a... God, what is it usually? It's usually like a semi-transparent map that exists on the upper right side of the screen. But this time around it's just in the opposite side of the screen, I suppose. And it's more of a compass-looking thing. And I don't know how I feel about that. Oh yeah, that's right. This is all one connected world now, so there's no more areas. I did hear that before. So I can jump here. What about the climbing? Is that circle? I don't even have to press anything. That's nice. It's pretty fluid. Alrighty, so is there like a jump button or is... Okay, I can still roll with X, that's good. I won't use my weapon until I actually fight the monster itself. So, alright. I'm just seeing Nutlink on the list of people hunting right now. Ooh, this is pretty interesting. Is it? I guess the water's down there, yeah, that's... But the perspective of that looks kind of strange. It's almost like it's elevated. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's just the graphics are being strange, I don't know. But it doesn't look flat. Like, see that? That doesn't look flat, that water over there. It looks like it's ascending upwards in some way. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. So I could pick up a stone. I can pick up stones off the ground now. I can't just mine them. Well, maybe I can mine them, but...
This should work as slinger ammo. You can use it to hit things that are far away.
What is a slinger? So L2? R3, or R2, sorry.
You can use the slinger to distract monsters.
Huh. So what is this? This is like a little crossbow that you put on your arm. It's interesting. So will that always be present? I guess so. Rocksteady mantle can now be used. Okay, so it's timed. We don't have like a one-time use for the whole quest. It's actually just a timed thing. Flame nut. That's a new item. Combustible powder. Combined with level 1 ammo to raise its level. Huh? I see. That's interesting. That's an interesting ammo system they've got now. If they're going to do it like that, then perhaps that will change how, for instance, normal level 2 and level 3 work. Because generally it's better to use normal level 2. Oh my god, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know. Because let's just say, for instance, these shots are unchanged. It's not always going to be better for you to level up the ammunition. It depends on what you'd personally prefer, based on your style of hunting. So that's interesting.
The scout flies have found something. Go get a closer look.
Alright, I will do that. Footprints? Okay, so this is interesting. We can see these footprints here, and...
Great! The scout flies have locked onto the scent of the monster. Be on the lookout for more tracks or traces.
So are we required to... Alright, so it increases some kind of gauge here every single time we confirm one of the footprints here. So I'm confirming another one here. It's level up. What does that do?
Flies have picked up the monster's trail.
Ah.
Follow the green light they leave behind.
Okay, so the more footprints that I pick up, the more solid the trail is going to be. Alright, so now I'm climbing down. Let's do that. Is there a drop option? Oh, gee. Oh, that's... yeah, that existed as well in Generations, so... Alright, so I'm just following the trail here. I really need a chance to just completely take in this area. I've only got 10 minutes left.
Take a good look at the wildlife map, and pay close attention to your scout flies, too.
I'll do that. Skid marks? Oh, that's not good.
Flies to your target. You'll locate it in no time.
Of course, we all know what skid marks mean in relation to humans, but fortunately this is not a human. So I can... Did I, like, carve that off the ground or something? I don't know. I'm just going to continue up through here. It seems to be taking me in this direction. I'm looking at my map and there's like a glowing thing over there. So perhaps Maybe I'll climb back down. Alright, let me have a look and see. So I can jump, I can move via what? Via grappling hook. What is it? Huh? Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Well, let me just get this footprint over here. Oh, no, herbs. What's... Huh? Need to follow the water, I guess. Alright.
The scout flies will hide once the fight breaks out. Don't forget that.
Alright, is it nearby? Must be nearby. Where are you? Oh, hello. That is a catfish. I think that was called. I'll just pull out my weapon now. What? Ooh. I don't know if I like that charging with the greatsword. They've changed it a bit. Does it show me like a specific weapon there? I don't... Or like a weapon level. I didn't even finish my sentence there. Ah, we have damage being displayed on the screen. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's not Monster Hunter. Gajao. They actually display the names of the enemies as you carve them. That's good.
Those parts you carved back to base and use them to upgrade your gear or craft something new.
Alright, let's just try and get to this Jagras as quickly as possible. I really do want to not fail this quest. It'd be really silly. Oh, footprints, here we go. So, let's, okay, pick up all the footprints. I believe I've been picking them up as I have been going along here. Yep. Alrighty. So now, these are the minion versions of the larger monster. Just gonna hit you there. I took a little bit of damage. Alright, so you died in one shot there. You're still alive. Alright, so definitely the combat feels very fluid right now. I can't deny that. It feels nice, but it is different. These monsters are not very responsive. They are Jagras, that's good to know. So the Great Jagras is a lot fatter than these guys. And these guys have more of a Genprey coloration, so I don't know why the Jagras looks more like a Velociprey. Or Velocidrome. But anyway. It's not like it looks a lot like a Velocidrome, it's just I'm thinking of... What are you doing there? What was I doing just then? I don't know. There's too much going on, too much new stuff. Keep in mind, I haven't even looked at any gameplay here, so this is totally new to me. I've never done this before. Alright, more footprints. Jeez. I'm looking at the map and also going... You see, I'm trying to look at the map to find the thing, and I'm also trying to take in the area itself. It's so silly that they're timing this. I just want unlimited time so that I can just take in this whole area. Alright, where are you, Jagras? I need to kill you quickly. What's going on here? Decayed carcass? Oh, really? Am I going to be just going through the entirety of this frickin' map trying to find this thing? I don't have the time to do that, unfortunately. I'm going to ignore the minion monsters. Oh, there he is. Alright, you're dead, mate. Well, there's a focus button now. Focus button? I don't want that. I'm not using the focus, that's filthy. That's not Monster Hunter. Alright, you're dead, mate. I'm just going to use the Greatsword as it is traditionally used. Alright, 91. Gonna get ready to avoid your attack. If no, you're not. You're just gonna roar at me. That's alright. That's standard, I suppose. I have never fought him before. Never even seen him fought before, so I don't know what to expect here. In terms of his attack patterns, I'm going to sheathe here and get behind him, I think. Alrighty. So I might try and hold the charge a little bit longer to see if there's charges beyond level 3. No, it will automatically do that. So I'm just going to stop at level 3 as I normally would. Alright. Cool. So maybe I'll just continue to go here. I'll try and continue the combo. Let's see what we can do. Yep. Cool. Can I continue that further? Okay. Ooh. What is going on there? I don't know. I'm trying to make use of this. Okay. That's slightly different to the Greatsword combos as they were changing in Generations and 4 Ultimate. But anyway, what am I doing? Oh, thanks. You don't need to tell me how to evade. What are you doing? You've got me pinned? Can I button mash out of this? Time left 5 minutes. I should be able to kill you in 5 minutes. Using the Greatsword correctly is definitely going to allow me to do a decent amount of damage. You don't need to tell me to dodge its attack. So, left plus X is... okay. See, it's already limping. Is that right? Well, it is a pretty weak quest. Or very easy quest, rather. I wonder if I can cut its tail. I've done a break on its tail. That's good. It seems that the body itself is actually broken in some way. I've just broken the head by the looks of it. Alright. It's going to feel really weird playing this game for a long time and then going back to the traditional Monster Hunters. That's going to be weird.
As a guide as you go after it.
Okay. So, you just... Are you... Okay, that's a good point. So he can't actually leave the area because there's no areas, so I just need to pursue him. That's really funny, so he can't just limp out of the area anymore. There's no area to limp out of. Yeah, I tried to grab him just on that attack there. His attack patterns are not particularly... I mean, very similar, I suppose, to the stupid toad monster from 4 Ultimate. I'm trying to remember it. I can't even remember the name of it, because, like, 4 Ultimate, really, like, I just haven't played it for a while. It's a stupid toad thing. But, do some upswings. Why can't I hit you now? Seems they don't actually let you hit monsters after the quest is complete, which is really bizarre. So it gives you a 30-second timer at the end of the quest. Piercing pod? Slinger ammo that deals piercing damage on impact. This is weird. I don't know how I feel about this game so far. It's not bad. It's just so different that it's going to take a long time to get used to it. It feels like a new game with similarities to Monster Hunter. Like, you could definitely pass this for a Monster Hunter rip-off if this were not related to the Monster Hunter series, easily. But it's very different as well. So I had really crap completion time there because I'm trying to enjoy the area. Alright, so what have we got here? I guess I got given, looks like a scale. I'm being given potions for some reason. Okay, I earned the Beginner Commendation Pack, containing items focused on boosting your health. And what's the scale? In the retail version of the game, I can claim it. Okay. On sale Friday, January 26th, 2018. Good to know. I will not pre-order a copy of it yet, but thank you for giving me the option to do that. Alright. I'm still not too sure actually if I want to get the physical version or the digital one. The digital deluxe edition, as far as I can tell, does not really have a physical equivalent, so I don't really know what I want to do with that. Anyway, I don't really know what I want to do here. Do I want to just make multiple videos? You know what? That's just going to be the first video that I'm going to record of this game. That's what I've decided. This is going to be part 1 of my Monster Hunter World beta experiences. So, yeah. Alright. I was just thinking in terms of titling the video. I was just going to title it, I bought a PS4 Pro for Monster Hunter World, and then I would just detail Monster Hunter World beta in the title as well. But if I'm going to make this a series, it's going to have to be a little different to that. I don't know, I'll work it out either way. But for now, I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been my very first experience with playing this game. I'm definitely going to play it a lot more. I think there is a lot for me to get used to here. And I think that it's not going to take me too long, because of course there are a lot of aspects to this that feel like Monster Hunter. If there are changes that I can reject, then I will reject them. Because, for instance, targeting the monster, staying targeted on the monster, that's not Monster Hunter. That's not Monster Hunter at all. That's just awful. And I don't want to do that. And then also, what was the other thing? There was another option as well that I said, that's not Monster Hunter too. I can't remember now. There's just so much that I need to take in, so I'm going to do quite a few quests where I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take it all in. So, I probably won't record my next experience with it, or will I? Really depends on how I feel. You know what, how about I just record all of my first experiences with the weapon types. So, alrighty, so I'm going to see you guys in the next video that I record. I don't know what weapon type I'm going to use, but I will see you guys when I do decide to upload that. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.